Hey, whoever you are, I want you to know that pain that you're feeling right now, that's immense, and you're trying to find a way to get out of it, and it's bubbling up, and you're trying to positivity your way out of it. Know that that pain is something that you are ready to face, and not the old way you used to face it. Because if you keep running away from that pain, or maybe in the past, I feel like whoever you are has experienced this immense amount of darkness in your life, and it felt like you were drowning multiple times in your life. And you know what? You got through it every single time. And maybe in the past you used drugs or alcohol, marijuana, MDMA, LSD, whatever it may be, to get through it, to get through that unpleasant feeling. And really, that pain is just wanting to be heard. It wants to be felt. And you are in a place in your life now, in this very moment, where you're stronger, more capable, and you know you can handle it. So it's time for you to sit with it, because that pain is screaming to be heard. Just like a loved one. If your loved one is coming to you with somebody who you really love and adore, maybe your parent, maybe your sibling, maybe even your cat or a dog or animal or Hyrax, pet owl, whatever it is, if they come to you and they're hurting, and all they want to do is be heard, people just want to be listened to. They don't need the answer right away, and neither do you. Neither does your pain. It's when you sit with that feeling and you don't avoid it, and you just sit there, and no matter how unpleasant, how gut-wrenching it is in your stomach, you can ask yourself, and this is what helps me, is I ask myself, what am I feeling? And it's usually an emotion. It's either fear, scarcity of some kind, anger, sadness. Maybe it's love. Maybe it's so much love for somebody else, and I'm angry that I can't help them the way I want to, and they're not seeing it, right? And I just want to, give them the stuff so they can feel better. So they have to go through it on their own journey, right? Or on top of that, what I say, angry, mad, sad, fearful, love, yeah, those feelings, right? So I ask myself, what am I feeling? And then I allow also the negative thoughts that are coming up, because earlier today I literally had a breakdown. I had one thing after another happen. I broke my favorite mug. I already made a video on it. I just felt like somebody needed to hear this, especially today. And on top of that, broke my favorite mug. This morning when I went to go make coffee and put water to boil in the kettle, I had a pre-workout thing with like pre-workout mix that I was gonna go to the gym and drink. I left the bottle, a plastic bottle of water on the counter, and instead I thought it was a brand new bottle, so I just took it and poured it in there, and then I made my coffee with pre-workout. So I'm like sitting there thinking, why does this smell a lot like the most, like the powerfulest coffee? It's like a Death brand, Death by Coffee or something like that. And it smells like their blueberry one, and I'm like, man, what is going on? I'm like, well, whatever. I started drinking it, and I'm like, okay, this does taste funny. I'm like, oh, it's the electrolytes and the pre-workout put in there together. And I'm like, oh no. Just when I wanted to cut back on caffeine. And then I broke my favorite mug. A few hours later, freaked out about that. And it's like, I literally was just trying to keep positive. But you know what? I realized, hey, there's something going on here. I need to feel it. And I'm avoiding this. I'm avoiding the fear. I'm avoiding the sadness. I just want to keep moving and moving forward, because all week long I've just been boom, boom, working, setting up my new area, preparing to create new content, preparing for what else I'm bringing my content journey and the people I'm here to serve. Like, I've been working so much, and it's like I didn't even take a moment to like actually feel these things. And then I went on a car ride and felt them. And then I realized it's okay for me to sit with this. It's no longer the past version of me who would have, dove into it, who would want to get like a bottle of wine and like play League of Legends and like be on Discord and just like get, release that struggle. Instead, I knew I'm not going to fall back into it if I face it. So I did. And I felt so much better. And this is why I'm making this video, because I strongly believe one of you out here, whoever you are, really needs to hear this, that it's okay to sit with your pain, and knowing that you're strong enough to not seep into that pool of darkness where your life used to be, and you've made it out every single time. In fact, sit with that pain, and it'll have a gift for you at the end. It'll peel back a layer of yourself, and it'll give you more strength of who you really are out of the process. And treat it, just hear it, just hear the pain, and hear what is bothering you so deeply, and feel it. Just let it be there. Don't change anything. Just sit, literally sit. Just like you're sitting with someone who's crying and sobbing and they just want somebody there. And you do that for 10, 20, 30 minutes, you start realizing, oh man, I actually felt that, and it's like, I feel better now. You allow it to release because you're actually allowing it to feel through your nervous system instead of it being somewhere. For me, it's always like in the pit of my, like beginning of my stomach to my chest, and it's just like this harboring like pressure. And it's like until I just like sit there, and then it relaxes my nervous system, then I'm like, oh, and then I can like focus clearly again. Because earlier today I couldn't. So please trust that that pain is guiding you, and whatever is triggering you is also the guide. It's the guide to realize, hey, something in here is bothering me, and what emotions am I feeling towards this? Okay, so please just sit with your pain and allow it to feel, so you can release it, so you can let it go. Okay, much love. I love you very much. Have an alchemizing day, and namaste.